quite a rocky road to get here, but I find it's worth it. I mean, you end up on this little plateau here to have a picnic. Yeah, what a fantastic place. Just arrived at my favourite picnic spot over in Rivington. So I'm going to get the Trangia out and make a start. I think I'll put a brew on first of all, and then maybe make some super noodles. So I'm just going to take the Trangia out, and a couple were walking past and they asked me for a light. I've not normally got a light because I don't smoke, but I did have because of my Trangia, and so I passed it to him and he took out this massive reefer and lit that. But each to their own. Here we go. Said before, it's dead easy to get this together. Folds away to nothing. You have like a little frying pan. You have a couple of saucepans. You've got the base for the Trangia. Wind protector goes straight on there. Pop it in. So I try not to boil any more water than I actually need. So I generally tip some out into a cup first of all. In fact, just get rid of a bit of dust. Pour it into a cup first. That's how much I'll use. As before, this is where the magic happens. It's the Trangia stone that was used by the Swiss Army. Okay, let's pop that in there. Give it a light. Pop your water on, and there you go. Just wait for that to boil now. So one thing I'm going to be doing in future episodes is asking a series of questions to other riders, and the questions will be, what was your first bike? How many bikes have you had? What kind of a rider are you? And just basically get some tales and history from people about their biking exploits. My first bike was a little Honda Monkey I used to have over the fields, so having this one now, it's like coming full circle for me. So we're now looking at the ultimate adventure bike, the Honda Monkey. I've not had a great deal of bikes, but I've had about 15 over the years. Started off with the Honda Monkey over the fields, and then my first road bike was a CB100N, a Honda. Great little bike. So bike's seen a bit of wear now, but on certain parts of it. But I mean, it has done not far short of 3,000 miles now, and I've had it in quite a few mad places. I've often found it amazing how you change as a rider over the years. When I had my first proper road bike, which was a CB100N, basically I used to ride as though I couldn't fall off. Complete idiot on a bike I was when I was younger. I was about 17, 18. There was one time I was working at the Greyhound there in the restaurant, and we'd been working one New Year's Eve, me and one of my mates, Lee. He had it wasn't his, it was his mum's XR2, which he'd put a sticker on the back that make it look like an XR2i. And on the way home, about 1:30 in the morning, I was riding down the East Lancs Road, and he'd let me overtake him, so he'd let me go past him, and then he'd come storming past me, and he did this about 3 or 4 times. And then the next time I passed him, and it was quite icy at the time, I was stood on my seat, holding onto the throttle with one hand and waving my other arm in the air, and then sporadically I'd lift one of my legs up, so I stood with one foot on the bike, and the look of panic in his face was unbelievable. He slowed down and he wouldn't overtake me again after that. But looking back, I was an absolute idiot. There was an humpback bridge at a place called Madeleine in Lee, and from one side it was quite shallow, but then it dipped quite severely on the back side of the bridge, so you could hit it probably about 45-50 mile an hour. You'd take off from the top, and you was only ever a foot or two off the tarmac really, but you just used to feel as though you were flying through the air. So I used to do that quite a bit. Just going to pour the water now for me tea. Start thinking of getting some super noodles on. So super noodles are on. We'll eat them in about 5 minutes. So I forgot to bring a fork out with me, but found that one. It's completely knackered. But clean it up, it'll do. So one thing you can do with this trangia, if it's cooking too fast, is you've got like a little lid that opens and closes. So you just set it to what you want. Take your stuff off the stove. Bob it in. That'll regulate your flame to whatever it is you need. So that's now moved from boiling over like a bugger to simmering nicely. Yeah, I'm like Jamie Oliver. Super noodles always taste better when you make them outside. Same with everything though, it's same with the brew. Brew's never tasted nicer than when you've made it out in countryside. I found that it's difficult to talk and eat super noodles at the same time. But I persevere. Don't know how Gordon Ramsay goes on. Not surprised he's always swearing. I'm just going to put the trangia away now. So take off the wind protector. Fasten up the trangia, making sure it's sufficiently cooled off. Back into his little bag. There you go. Ready to fight another day. So last look at the bike before we set off. Look, last look at Dixie's ledge. Look at that. Awesome.